Your vector database can find documents that mean the same thing, but ask it for error code aura jo0942, and it might hand you a poem about databases instead. Dense embeddings are brilliant at semantics and catastrophically bad at exact tokens. The fix isn't picking one retrieval method, it's fusing two opposites, lexical precision and semantic recall, into a single ranked list. That's hybrid search, and by the end of this, you'll know exactly how to fuse, normalize, and tune it for production. Let's set the stage. Dense vector search maps text into a continuous embedding space and finds neighbors by Cosin similarity. It's incredible at concepts, car, and automobile land close together. But it has a blind spot. Rare tokens, IDs, SKUs, and exact phrases get smeared into the same neighborhood as everything semantically nearby. Sparse keyword search, meanwhile, is the opposite. Surgically precise on exact terms, but blind to meaning. Consider a real query against a doc's corpus. The user types array 00942 table not found. Dense retrieval returns conceptually related Oracle error pages, but ranks the exact match third or fourth. BM25 nails the exact code instantly, but can't surface a paraphrased explanation that never uses that string. Each method's strength is the other's weakness. That complementarity is the entire premise of hybrid search. Let's ground BM25 in code because most engineers gloss over it. BM25 scores a document by term frequency, inverse document frequency, and a length normalization factor. The K1 parameter controls term frequency saturation, and B controls how aggressively long documents get penalized. Here's a minimal implementation that makes the maths concrete instead of magical. On the dense side, you embed the query and every document with a bi-encoder, say a sentence transformer, and rank by Cosin similarity in vector space. The model has been trained so that semantically related text vectors point in similar directions. Crucially, the score scale here is bounded and continuous, typically -1 to 1. Remember that because it's about to cause us trouble when we try to combine it with BM25's unbounded scores. Here's the trap that sinks naive hybrid implementations. BM25 produces unbounded corpus-dependent scores. They might range from 0 to 40. Cosin similarity sits between -1 and 1. If you just add them, BM25 dominates completely, and your semantic signal vanishes. So before any fusion, you must either normalize both score lists onto a common scale or abandon scores entirely and fuse on rank position instead. The first fix is convex score combination. Normalize each list independently with min-max scaling so both land in 0 to 1, then blend with an alpha weight. Alpha equals 1 is pure dense, alpha equals 0 is pure keyword, and somewhere in between is your sweet spot. The catch: min-max is sensitive to outliers, and a single very high BM25 score will compress everything else. Keep that fragility in mind. The more robust alternative is Reciprocal Rank Fusion, or RRF. Instead of fighting score scales, you throw scores away and fuse on rank. Each document gets a score of 1 over k plus its rank, summed across both result lists. The constant k, usually 60, dampens the influence of top ranks, so a single list can't dominate. RRF is the default in Elasticsearch and Weaviate for a reason. It's scale-free and shockingly hard to beat. So, which do you pick? Convex combination preserves score magnitude so it can express confidence. A document that's strongly relevant on both axes scores higher. But it demands careful, robust normalization. RRF ignores magnitude entirely, which makes it bulletproof against scale mismatch, but throws away the information that one result was a runaway match. In practice, start with RRF for reliability, then graduate to tuned convex combination when you have evaluation data to justify it. Let's zoom out to the full pipeline. A single query fans out into two parallel retrievers, a BM25 inverted index and an ANN vector index. Each returns its top k candidates. A fusion stage merges them into one ranked list. Then, optionally, a cross-encoder reranker rescores the top candidates with full query document attention. This three-stage shape, retrieve, fuse, rerank, is the backbone of nearly every serious production RAG system today. Now the real thing, modern Qdrant supports native hybrid queries through its query API. You issue both a dense vector prefetch and a sparse vector prefetch, then specify RRF as the fusion strategy server side. The sparse vector here is a BM25 style term weight map, often produced by a splayed or BM25 encoder. This keeps fusion inside the database. No round trip to merge lists in your application code. Where does that sparse vector come from? Two camps. The classic route is a lexical BM25 weighting that maps token IDs to IDF scaled weights. The modern route is a learned sparse model like splayed, which expands the query with semantically related terms, while staying in sparse invertible space. Splayed gives you keyword-style exactness with a dash of semantic expansion. A hybrid within the sparse side itself. Let's run it and watch the fusion actually move the needle. Notice how the exact error code document, which dense search buried at rank 4, now sits at the top after RRF merges it with BM25's strong lexical signal. This is the whole point made visible. Neither retriever alone would have produced this ordering. Fusion gives you a good candidate set, but bi-encoders and BM25 both score query and document in isolation. A cross-encoder reranker reads them together with full attention across the pair and produces a far more accurate relevance score. The cost is latency. You can't run a cross-encoder over 1 million documents. So you fuse first to get the top 50, then re-rank only those. Cheap recall, expensive precision, applied in the right order. Here's the reranking stage in code. We take the fused candidates, pair each with the query, and run a cross-encoder to get fresh relevance scores. Models like BGE reranker or Cohere rerank are the usual choices. Notice we only feed the top 50. Running this over the full corpus would be computationally hopeless. The reordering you get here often outperforms tuning fusion weights for days. If you go the convex combination route, alpha is your single most important knob, and you should never guess it. Build a labeled eval set, sweep alpha from 0 to 1, and measure NDCG or recall at k. The optimal alpha is domain dependent, legal and code search, lean keyword heavy. Conversational FAQ leans semantic. Here's a sweep that prints the best alpha for your corpus instead of relying on folklore. Run the sweep and the optimum jumps out. For this code documentation corpus, alpha lands around 0.35, meaning keyword signal carries more weight than semantics here. That matches intuition. Developers search for exact symbols and error codes. Your corpus will tell a different story, which is exactly why you measure instead of assume. Hybrid search isn't free. You're now running 2 retrievers, a fusion step, and possibly a reranker per query. The dominant lever is your candidate budget. How many results each retriever returns before fusion? Pull too few and you lose recall. Pull too many and re-ranking latency explodes. A common production setting is 50 per retriever into fusion, then re-rank the top 20. Profile under real traffic, because tail latency is where these systems break. One subtlety experts miss: your chunking strategy interacts with both retrievers differently. BM25 rewards chunks that contain the exact query terms, so over-aggressive splitting can scatter a keyword and its context apart. Dense retrieval prefers semantically coherent chunks. The pragmatic answer is moderate chunks with overlap, plus indexing document titles and metadata into the sparse field so exact identifiers always have a home. An advanced refinement. Not every query deserves the same alpha. A query that's mostly an exact identifier, a stack trace, an SKU, a UEID, should lean almost fully keyword. A natural language question should lean semantic. A lightweight classifier or even a regex heuristic can route queries to different fusion weights at runtime. This dynamic alpha often beats a single global value, especially in mixed traffic search systems. Everything we've covered collapses without evaluation discipline. Hybrid search has more moving parts. 2 retrievers, fusion strategy, alpha, candidate depth, reranker, and each can silently regress quality. Maintain a golden query set with relevance judgments, track NDCG, and recall at K on every change, and run an A/B harness before shipping. The teams that win at retrieval aren't the ones with the fanciest models. They're the ones who measure relentlessly. Let's assemble the full picture. A production hybrid search is dense plus sparse retrieval, fused with RRF or tuned convex combination, optionally re-ranked by a cross-encoder, with alpha possibly routed per query intent. And all of it guarded by a rigorous eval harness. Each piece is simple. The engineering skill is knowing which piece to reach for and proving with data that it helped. So here are the 3 things to walk away with. 1. Dense and sparse retrieval fail in opposite ways, and fusing them recovers both exact precision and semantic recall. 2. Fuse with RRF for robustness or tuned convex combination when you have eval data, and never let mismatched score scales silently break you. 3. Retrieve cheap, fuse, then re-rank expensive. And tune alpha with NDCG, not folklore. Next up in the AI track, we go deep on cross-encoder rerankers and how to fine-tune one on your own domain. Subscribe so you don't miss it, and drop a comment with your hardest hybrid search problem. Normalization, latency, or re-ranking cost. And we'll break it down.